Do you believe in the rapture? And if so, when do you think it's most likely to occur? Before the tribulation, the middle of the tribulation, at the end of the tribulation? Let me tell you, your belief in that has a lot to do with your Christian hope. I am delighted to have with me today my pastor, Glenn Meredith. He is the pastor of the Brookhaven Church in McKinney, Texas. And he recently wrote me a letter that just sort of blew me away. It was such a blessing to me and to everybody in this ministry. I read it to all of my staff, and they were also blessed. And Glenn, why don't you tell the folks about that letter?
Okay, thank you. Well, I have a young man that I know that has been in the military. He's been in law enforcement, and as a result of that, he is privy to a lot of security updates and whatever. And through the years, he knows the Lord, but through the years, all of the things he was hearing about what's going on in the world, what we need to get ready for, his theology was that he believed that we were going to go, the church was going to go into the tribulation, the Antichrist was going to come.
In fact, I think at times he thought he was in the tribulation.
He did, yes, wondering, is this a tribulation? So as a result of that, every time he would get one of these security updates, or this is happening around the world, or all going to happen, he would think, well, oh my, it's upon us. And he literally became gripped with a spirit of fear.
He was concerned about his family, wasn't he?
Absolutely. His family, he was even considering basically almost quitting his job and going off and living in a bunker out somewhere. And he was terrified, and he was frantic and alarmed, and he felt this need to share that with everybody else. And so it was doing damage to his family. He had friends, and so he was just really, really gripped with a spirit of fear, hopelessness, just this sense there's nothing good left in the world. It's all just going to get worse and worse. And so he was just really, really defeated by it. And so what happened was that I actually, through a member of our church, I told him about your book, The Rapture, Fact or Fiction.
This one here, Rapture, Fact or Fiction.
This book does such a great job of laying out the biblical truth that the church is going to be raptured prior to the tribulation, but you do it in such a great way, and it doesn't get bogged down with a lot of unnecessary details.
It's to the point.
It's to the point, but that's exactly what he needed. And so we suggested this book. He read the book, and it absolutely, just in one reading of the book, liberated him. He became convinced that was the truth. All of a sudden, the fear went away.
Wow.
Joy came into his heart. He became at peace. And then he told me, he said, I felt like this knowledge that I had, that I was supposed to help prepare people. He said, but I was dispensing hopelessness and fear. And he said, when I came to the truth, he said, I'm dispensing hope and love.
Wow, I'll tell you, that just blesses my socks off, as we say here in Texas. The Bible tells us where fear comes from, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. The Bible says God has not given us the spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. And I think fear is a mighty weapon of the enemy, the devil, and he had gripped this young man, and not just this young man, but a lot of the friends that he had who were also law enforcement and military, also privy to these security updates. And so what he did was he turned around, he got 11 copies of this book, he gave it to his friends, and all of them are free. It's just been wild. It's just
Hallelujah. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay.